Well, what the hell was that? That, my friends, was a mistake. Well, late today, I designated, whatever you want to call it, the Chimera done. And it was a windless day again. It was about to rain, dark, dreary, cold. When I say cold, only about, it's still up to about 59 degrees today. But there wasn't a breath of wind. And when it's high humidity like that, it feels like 70. I was out without a jacket on. It was great. And it was too inviting sitting here. I fought with a video for 3 or 4 hours and then was ready to reward myself with a simple little flight. It's the way it always starts, isn't it? I decided to go out and stand on top of the hill here at the house. Didn't even choose to go to the front field. And simply put the quad up and move it 30, 50 feet from its takeoff point, turn it to face the takeoff point, and invoke return to launch. I really did think it was going to work. Obviously, it didn't so much. When it hit the tree, this was shortly after that, I disarmed it. The motors were off long before it hit the ground. And basically, it did not go the correct direction, and I haven't ascertained why yet. I've been through a lot of the telemetry, the ground station data, the OSD data, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I thought maybe it didn't even invoke return to launch. But no, it was going that way. My problem is it was a big mistake to do that here. There's just not enough room. Had I been out in an open field, I would immediately. I did notice it was going in the wrong direction, but where I flew it, and where I was flying it from, and I'll show you the whole thing here. By the time I had given it enough of its own motion, which it kind of went a little quick, maybe I should have slowed down that rate. I know where that one is. It was down below the tree line, roof line on me, which is what I worry about here. In this case, it was a whole different situation. I couldn't see it. It was close to the ground. That's the way it went below the roof line in this case, instead of way up in the air and the roof blocking me. And I gave it, by the time I saw it was going in the wrong direction, I started to punch it and jerk it back towards me. But not having flown this one much, I decided, no, don't do that. Then you'll be chasing it all over the sky, and we already know, obviously, return to launch don't work. So I just lowered the throttle and let it disappear over the roof and reached up and pulled the motor stop. Here, watch the whole flight.
Altitude hold. Return to home.
Well, that's not the right direction. It's gone. It's below the roof.
Motor disabled.
So it just goes to show you, we shouldn't be trying to test hover in our basements. We shouldn't be trying to test things in such close quarters as I am here. I can fly it here after it's proven. Had I been out in the middle of the big open fields I use, I knew it was going in the wrong direction. I just didn't have time to do much about it here. Big open field? Yeah, I'd have just popped it right back out of return to launch. The darn thing wasn't scratched. I cannot believe it. There it is.
Whoa. Really?
I think one of the props has a little ding in it. Not enough
This
to
is
even
all? A little bend
worry
here?
about it.
Oops.
Once I get it
I feel
completely tuned, I'll
raindrops
put
now.
brand new props on it. So we're going to quit doing this thing. Those trees are. I have to go to 120 feet to clear the trees here. So it really isn't the place to be doing this. But I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
God.
I was just shocked too at how it's not. It bent the antenna on the back just a little bit further to the right. That was it. So we're going to try to not fly here for a while until I get it really tuned in. Yeah, it just went the wrong direction. I haven't even started finding out why yet. So at first, I knew I'd just lost sight of it and turned it off basically. And luckily, sir, no problems. So I threw up this video, and this is the screen recording of Mission Planner during the flight. And I didn't know if it actually went into return to launch. I knew it went in the wrong direction. It didn't take long to figure that out. It just went rather quickly. Again, shouldn't have been doing that here. So here it is in stabilized arm. I'm just going to scrape through this. I'm trying to find many new ways. If I could make a 3-minute video, I would. Probably I'll never do that. I'm too hyper talkative. So it's in stabilized mode, armed. Up it comes, 10 amps. That's for all 4 motors. 24.55 volts. That wind direction and wind velocity, please. Again, this is set up for an airplane. I'll have to change this around. Didn't think about that. Wasn't really going to fly many quads. I was going to mostly do airplanes now. But I love flying. This time in the air doesn't work for this platform yet. I'll have to try to figure that out. Distance traveled, 11 feet. I doubt that's correct. Satellite's good. This was another Mavlink flight. The notebook was in the backyard, and then it was connected Wi-Fi to the radio. I was standing 20 feet away from that notebook, and I had the platform a good 50 feet away from that notebook and probably 30 feet away from my radio. If we want to scrape through this, and what we're going to be looking at while I scrape through that is this right here. It's in stabilized now, and I brought it up. You heard it. And at, what's it say, 10 feet, I put it in altitude hold. And then I just started flying it to where I wanted to. And watching that where it says altitude hold there more than anything right now, you'll see right there's return to launch. So I did successfully invoke return to launch. It just didn't go in the right direction. This line and this line, the direct to current waypoint, current heading is, of course, I turned it around to that. I took it over towards the garage and I turned it around so it was facing the home point. I wanted it to do as little as possible, have to do as little as possible. I wanted it to succeed. When I get the return to launch working correctly, then this is finished. I fully suspected it to be working correctly today. I thought it would just come back across the roof and set down where it was, and I'd be done with that. I could come in and declare it finished. Didn't happen that way, did it? So, this proved that it went into return to launch. Now, like I say, this black line right here is the GPS track. That is not correct. It should be tracking this way to get back to return to launch from where it's at right now. These two are correct. This one is not. One is the red one is just the way that the compass and stuff thinks it's pointed. The yellow is pointing towards what it thinks is the next waypoint, and the black, there's a green one in there someplace too, I think. That's the target heading. The black one's the GPS. So I'll have to figure that out. And you know that GPS is mounted on that darn thing funky and back there with all them connectors in the way and all that I said I didn't really like in the build videos. Oh, you notice overall it did travel 171 feet. Oh, it was in the air 0.02 seconds. Now, I don't think this is correct. There's some problems going on here. I think I got my voltage and my current good. Got my sats good. And we'll scrape back through this again for link quality on the MavLink. Here is ours from the start. If you watch this right here, you'll see the MavLink stayed connected the whole flight. Didn't even go down to 50 today. No changes to it. And the house was blocking it. Even here where it's now laying upside down in the leaves, it's still at 90%. There's a big hill, dirt hill. The notebook's basically down in a hole. There's a hole back there where the basement door is, because it's just the way the hill is here. So it's still connected. There it is. I think, was that when I picked it up? Nope. Let's see when I picked it up. Come on. Oh, there we go. Right there's where I picked it up. And see, it had lost link quality. Right there. Oh, it's lost it all the way through here. Just laying there. So it lost it right here. Down to 66 there. Then it kept going down. Oh, it went back up to 69 and then just dropped. No good reason for that except for 30 feet of dirt blocking it, but it did. As you can see, if I scrape back through it, it sat there for quite a while connected. So that's a little bit on the MavLink connection, etc. I'm going to run that back again. Stabilized. I can't zoom on the map, so I can't tell nothing about that. Goes up. I rotate it. I'm supposed to be rotating it towards the garage. Yep. All three of the lines there are pointing towards the garage. And right there, they just kind of pow. Diverge. Huh. Maybe that's when it was stopped. Oh, EKF is bitching a little bit here too. This is why telemetry is so darn important. And there's me turning it back. Oops, no. Anyway, I'm going to go through this actually and let it play at normal speed and watch it myself. I'm not going to take time with it right now in this video. I'm just trying to see these lines as it turns back towards the home point. I think right here it's turned back towards the home point, but then it kind of drifts around. Now I'm going to tell you one big problem, and I'm going to go back and show it to you on the main video because this just hit my brain. If you'll look right here, I can't point at it. You see that two-car garage right there? That's a metal roof. So probably for a compass GPS that hasn't really been proven that much, it wasn't a good idea to even go over towards that metal roof. As you can see with those lines kind of diverging out there as it got over towards that, and the electrical lines there too, wasn't the best thing to do, was it? Right there is probably why it rotated. But I did turn it around right there towards the home point, and then it invoked return to launch. So I'm going to keep figuring this out, and I'm going to fly it at one of the big fields to truly figure it out. And I will. Thank you. And this is the OSD data I recorded. You know, some things did work. That searching for that frequency in the top of that, the yellow writing, did not go away this time. That's just a little problem with that video receiver. So, very little problems. Need to move the items on that OSD around a little more, but watch as much as this as you like. Have a good one.